Well, the negative trend seen in the market since the beginning of the week took a different turn at intraday, with the all-share index in the green territory. Well, let's join our correspondent at the exchange, Temple Ashaju, to get a sense of the trading day. Temple, before we review today's numbers so far, let's talk about MTN's proposed listing by introduction. What are the expectations of market players from this development?
I think it is really high. The fact that the MTN is eventually converted to this PLC structure is something that actually makes a very good news, basically, to the ears of the traders on the floor of NSE right now. They are so interested in the shares that they have actually told me, at the time I asked them, what do you guys think of this particular development? They're like, let MTN come into the market. They didn't do the IPO. They are now doing just listing by introduction. It is good news. Bring them to the market and we'll trade on it. Remember that MTN was one of the first telecoms company to come into the Nigerian market some decades ago, and of course this is something that a lot of people are looking at reaping their own gains from. So this will be something that will actually make or help a lot of investors here to actually participate in the success stories of MTN, and of course the investment opportunities available in that particular company, whether they come in here by IPO or by introduction. It is something that investors are really waiting for. For the numbers that they posted for 2018, it shows a very good EBITDA being the earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. I think they came with an expansion of 43.5% or thereabouts, and that's 453.1 billion naira in value. So this is a good company, so reliable, something so strong that investors will really want to put money on because it's got a lot of fundamentals. They are really bullish on MTN coming to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, just the way it has happened in the Ghanaian Stock Exchange there. They're really willing to put money on ground in MTN here, Chibisli.
Now, you've talked about the fact that the traders are anticipating this, but are they really happy about the fact that it's just a listing by introduction other than an IPO, which was the initial plan, considering the fact that MTN raised an IPO in Ghana last year?
Oh, yeah, they're not bothered about that. They just want to see MTN listed, being on their ticker tape right here. I mean, one good thing is there are several ways you can make money as an investor in the equity space. It's through an IPO you become, a major shareholder. You can remain there and be waiting for dividends, payouts eventually. You can also invest and be reaping some gains through capital appreciation, share price appreciation. So in the secondary markets, which is the only opportunity that investors will have at the end of the day, it gives room for the public to be able to put money on ground on this company, on MTN. And of course, by the time the share price appreciates, you can actually take profit and go out. So the secondary space is basically enough for the traders and investors here in the markets. That's the understanding that I've been able to get from the conversations we had today so far about this development in the market.
Now, what are the numbers looking like at the moment? Is the main index still looking up?
Oh yes, it is still looking up. I think the fact that MTN is even coming to the market alone is a major reason for some investors to also come into the stock market, put your money wherever you find, in anticipation of the listing, which will happen in the first half of 2019. As we speak, the all-share index is up some 0.15% actually. We've seen a whole lot of interest in the oil and gas segment of the market, which is currently up sectorally by some 2.53%. And of course, all of the major numbers in the energy stock segment of the market that lost yesterday are currently making some gains. Talk about the likes of Forte Oil. It's really made some good gains as we speak. Investors have also taken position in Seplat PLC, which is one of the key companies that actually made losses yesterday in the market. O&O is already recording more gains as well. All of those losses that it actually experienced yesterday have now been recovered. And if you look at Japal continues to be on bid. It's done some 72 million units of its shares so far. in the market. I think it's hovering around 25 kobo to 26 kobo as we speak right now. For the other side of the market, you've got the consumer goods side of things. Dangote flour continues to push up that side of the market. That sector is currently up right now by some 0.05%. However, we have seen losses across other counters that we find under that sector. If you talk about Guinness PLC, which released its, one of its quarterly numbers a few minutes ago, it's very, very unimpressive. And of course, we are seeing negative reaction on that particular counter. So as we speak, it is one of the major losers in the market. UAC is also down at this point. Unilever is also down. So a whole lot of all of those names that you have in the consumer goods segment of the market are currently down. But if you look at the banking side, is also negative. The industrial goods side of the market, on account of some gains that we've seen on Dangote Cement this afternoon, that side of the market is also quite positive. So I think eventually, with the sense we've gotten in the market so far today, the market is likely to close positive in the green territory, BC.
Thanks, Temple, for those updates coming from the training floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange.